AI, how I loathe thee. Let me count the ways. I'm telling you, folks, AI is part of our lives like you would not believe. Um, it seems like I really can't think of anything that we do these days, whether it be, for something as simple as grocery shopping to, anything on the internet or anything on your phone. Um, it's dominated by AI. And the the notion that it's intelligent is the part that I think over the last couple of months I've been really deep diving into AI uh, and trying to see it on as many levels as I could find. What are these algorithms doing? Um, what is really running the show? Because ultimately, I mean, where can you go with AI at this point? What further advancements can there be? And um, I honestly, I'm telling you, I think this is another. It's a lesson in futurism, um, where we are promised things and we build our hopes on things that are promised rather than relying on things that exist. So we're always being promised something new, obviously, and that's in every aspect of life. You're getting inundated with car ads every day. Buy a new car, switch your auto insurance, do this, buy. Um, and so we are all into the idea that the future is going to be somehow lucrative, and we need to invest in AI. And I have not yet seen clear evidence that AI deserves $1 from me. And I've given AI quite a few dollars now, creating some AI art and seeing how that goes. And that's a bust, but that's something I'll get into more detail on as we go along. The first thing anybody would encounter, and this is anybody that doesn't you don't even have to go on the internet to have to call, possibly, for your pills. Maybe you get pills at a drugstore, or you're trying to order a pizza. Uh, 9 times out of 10, the first thing you're going to encounter now is AI. You're going to get this AI voice, and the funny thing about it is how deceptive AI can really be. Why is it this voice that's soothing and talking to me conversationally when I know very well that it's not a person? It's AI. I don't need it to have a conversation with me. And I don't want to have to answer it conversationally because it doesn't work. And I think a lot of you could probably say that you've experienced the same thing. It seems like these phone services it's getting worse rather than better, and it's because they're trying to push as much of that what would have been a first level, let's say a person you would reach at a call center. It's that first level is the person got a book in front of them. First question is did you turn it on and off again? And then if it's not that, then you got to get put in the queue to go to the next level. Well, AI is trying to eliminate that first level altogether by asking you all kinds of questions and not really letting you answer it in a way that would be, uh, like I said, it's trying to be conversational, but the answers you give in a lot of ways can't be conversational. It doesn't understand that. So why, am I forced to pretend that this is somebody's voice when it's not? And I don't know how many of you really put that much thought into it. Everywhere. I've recently, I've done a lot of different things in my life. The game industry, I taught, I was a photographer for a number of years, and I've run my own businesses, and it just I've seen so much this like takeover, like where AI is like infiltrating everything. Well, I can see a usefulness. There is another example of how AI is is put in control. I mean, AI controls everything. When you're watching YouTube, AI knows what you're watching. That's why you get advertisements for things that you were just thinking about or thought you were thinking about, but in reality, you know, you did a little bit more. You might have clicked on an ad or done something, and uh, I'll tell you. And this is I'm not being sponsored by anybody. I've got like 200 followers. I don't think anybody's going to sponsor me. But what I will say is get a VPN. Put a VPN on your phone, put a VPN on your computer, put a VPN on your TV, put a VPN on everything. There's a number of them. I've only used one. And like I said, I'm not going to say one is better than the other because I really don't know that. But that's a really important thing because, you know, I want to say I want to put this in a way that I'm allowed to say it, but you know, enough is known about you online already. I mean, all your general information is online. If you've ever gone online or spent any time, if you've been on you know, your information is everywhere. Uh, and now that it seems like I did not know this, but when I started doing this, like more the social media kind of spin, um, there seems to be you know, this thing where it's just picking words, and it depends on the platform, on what social media platform you're on, and it varies from one to the other. How one will find something that it deems, and I'll tell you, everything I've gotten has been it's political. I have some sort of political uh, something in my and I'll actually put up the last thing that was deemed a political ad. And like I said, I'm going to be probably beeping out every time I say so, but it's been a just a constant struggle to find, you know, my content is very mild. It's joke. I do like to joke around a lot. I do like to look at, you know, things in a twisted way and in a sarcastic way. And I do that, you know, I'm self-deprecating, you know, and you know, I just find humor in things and I don't care what it is specifically. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but this is like, this is really kind of crazy. I mean, it's almost like, I'm on the kindergarten level of social media. You know, I'm way down here on the kindergarten level, but somehow the content that I do, or some of my content, is politically, you know, charged. I don't really see that. And if you look through all of my content, you'll see that, you know, everything that's on, I think it's on most channels that I have, most of my channels, but um, you know, it puts people in a position where you can't. It's like you feel like you're being watched, and I'm saying that like straight up because sometimes I feel like, wow, I mean, what did I say that would, you know, trigger this? And I look through, it's like there's nothing here, and there lies another AI rabbit hole where AI does nothing but uh, set you up, tell you what you did, and then totally abandon you. Uh, you know, AI can do anything, right? AI can answer all your questions, right? You can go into Grok or Chat GTP or whatever, and you know, it'll answer all your questions. But what answers is it actually giving you? Um, why is it that, you know, sites like won't allow you to express yourself in a certain way if they deem it, you know, wrong? And I'm being very vague with that. But if they deem something wrong that you find is pretty innocent, If you do it more than once, all of a sudden it seems like you're being targeted. You're on this list of like, oh, this guy, we're going to watch this guy. And like I said, it's very, I mean, if you want to call what I do controversial, I don't know. I mean, if that's what we've come to, where now I'm so controversial. I'm like, I'm, like a blue comic from the 50s, I don't get it. I'm not trying to do anything uh, other than just have fun and enjoy life and just share a little of, what I know, my knowledge, just some of my thoughts on things. And that's what got me so deep into this AI. And I just find that, uh, like I said, it controls things. It's controlling everything. Like, is nothing but AI. It's 100% AI. There's nothing on it where there's nowhere for you to go. And I think I could say this for probably most social media. There's nowhere for you to go to dispute anything. And I mean, I've seen a lot of people have done like virtually nothing. And like I said, I could show some of the things that I got called out on, and I'm like, I'm shaking my head. It's because it's AI. AI has, like, it's run through, the AI filter, and if the AI finds something, it spits it back. There is no person over there going, oh, look at this. This guy's got some terrible content here. But in what context is it in? It's like there is no understanding. AI has no understanding of context. It looks for keywords, because I mean, AI is not. It's not free. It's not some magical thing that just lives in the internet. I mean, the what these people are trying to do and where they're trying to take it and go to the next level with it. We're looking at, you're looking at city sized databases, basically, the size of a city that is, trying to run these, what they want to push and where they want to take this. Now, what's going to run that? I mean, so they're running off of a grid, right? So obviously, AI can't exist without being plugged into something, right? I mean, once the grid is unplugged, AI is gone. It's gone. So uh so they have to keep building more and more into it. And they're selling us like these dreams of what AI is going to be. Like, what is it going to be? What haven't we seen already? What are you going to make, another pair of glasses? Are we going to see another pair of like goggles? And going to try and get like, 40-plus-year-old people to buy a $3,000 headset to wear around while they're walking down the street. It's almost like, if you think in terms of logic, it's just utter nonsense. It's these this science fiction of uh you know computers. You think in terms of taking over the world, and we're just going to give the power to a PC, or a, like a server system, to be allowed to just do whatever it wants. And at what point does that become, you know, something that, is a real concern? Because right now, I think, people maybe don't get um, a lot of it on a daily basis, and maybe a lot of people don't see it on a daily basis because they don't either care, or, a lot of people live their lives without the internet. Believe it or not, there's still quite a few people that don't rely on the internet for their information. They still watch, regular TV, or maybe, basic cable. um, and those people that aren't plugged in don't really care. And those are the people right now with the money. Okay, so you're trying to sell an idea of some sort of you know crazy intelligence that lives in the internet to people who are older, because you have to somehow uh, there's got to be somebody who's got to pay for it, right? Somebody has to be paying for this to happen, and they're trying to make it seem like this is such a great thing that, why wouldn't we want more AI? I mean, what else? What else could you ask for? What we need robots now. We need robots that are AI. That's a great idea. That's a really great idea. You want a robot. You want a robot in your house. I mean, I think about what AI does now, and I can't even imagine what it'd be like if it was like a physical presence in the room with me. If this thing was just roaming around while I ask it questions. Why why do I need this robot? I could just imagine if I had a robot. I'm on a second floor here at my studio. And if my robot couldn't climb the steps, what do I do with it? What if he can't get up the steps? I got to haul it up the steps or what? I don't understand. At what point do you need like a robot friend? I guess if you need a robot friend because you have no other friends, maybe, but I don't think the idea of having a robot roaming around all the time is something that I really want. I already feel that AI is so intrusive in my life. No matter what you try to do, you try to type your name into something, and AI is coming up giving you alternatives, to what you're trying to do. I don't need it in every facet of my life, and it's become a burden more than anything. And I think a lot of people are going to start finding that that's going to be the case, that AI is becoming more of a burden than it's worth. I mean, I don't know what we're asking AI to give us. Yeah, what are we asking for? Directions? That's great. Let AI give us directions. AI is very, very good at giving us directions. That's something good that it does. Aside from that, and I mean, it's not all AI, I guess, but what I'm saying is computers in general, what else are we using them for? Until we get to a point where we can actually live without screens, where screens that are you know stationary, like your computer screen or your phone screen, or things that are part of another electrical system. Let's say you're hooked up to an internet. When you're on your computer or on your phone, you're always connected to something. Um, and that idea of once we're connected and once everybody is in on it, and that's when I think we're going to see the worst of it. I just don't see this scenario where more AI is better. I'm not seeing it because I don't see it in art. I don't see it in really too much of anything else. And what it's capable of doing now is, I think, good for the next generation. I really can't see that where, what, like I said, what's the next step? AI just wants more and more and more power is what it needs. It needs power to, you know, to calculate everything that people are throwing at it. And it's just not evaluated right. There's no value put on using AI. Obviously you can get an AI. You can, if you're doing AI art, yeah, you can go on these sites where you can pay and you can create AI images. But it's a minimal amount. I mean, if you think on an individual basis, the ones that I've seen seem pretty reasonable. I mean, they're not ridiculously priced. So what's the next step? Do these have to go up to like, $1,000 for you to queue into the AI grid? At what point does it become monetized? It's not monetized. AI is just out there. You've got all these different companies doing the same thing, just fighting over who has the best AI. And it all just keeps coming down to like, well, we need to tweak it a little bit. What does that mean exactly? I thought AI was so smart, it doesn't need tweaking. But Gronk has been retooled, I don't know how many times now. I don't see where that's ever going to change. I don't see that becoming what is going to get better about that. Think about that. And that's the thought I'm going to leave you with for now. And I'm getting back into this again because, like I said, there's more things that I think need to be focused on to really get an understanding of where we're going. And the thing that's funny about it is I'm a big tech guy. I love tech. I love technology. But I'm starting to see, tears in the seams here. I just don't know what the next level is for AI. What more do we need it to do? And the thing that it really can't do is think with emotions. And I don't know how you cross that barrier when it comes to making decisions, especially decisions that would affect somebody's life. So, next, I'm probably going to go into more about the actual art side of AI and how that is just become so bastardized and used to, I guess that's another thing. I think I'm trying to get art to not be so subjective as people want it to be. But that's another story for another day. So I'm going to sign off right now. We'll see you later and have a great night, people.